A very good morning to you and welcome back to K24 this morning. It's time for us to discuss your relationship, and today we are focusing on infidelity. What exactly is infidelity? Well, a lot of people will say that, Mimi, I'm not a cheater. See, I still love my wife, or I still love my husband, or this and this and this, whether it's your girlfriend, whether it's whoever it is. We want to discuss that one today. Joining me is none other than from iVow, Pastor Emmanuel Gashanta. Welcome very much, sir.
It's good to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
As always.
Yeah,
karibu sana. And then, of course, we have Beatrice Muragori. How are you doing, Bito?
I'm fine, thank you.
Siku nyingi sana umepotea.
I'm just quiet as usual.
Yeah. And ulipotea na nikono umeandika kitabu. It's called Becoming a Hotbed of Success. Cultivate the culture that will lead and keep you successful. Wow. Such an interesting book. Maybe just briefly, what is it about?
It's about the principles of success. Changing your thought pattern, moving away from the comfort zone, becoming a rubber band in life.
What? Rubber band?
Yeah.
Si rubber band ni kumaanisha your elastic uko.
Your elastic meaning, whatever comes does not come to destroy you.
Yes.
You can still go back on course.
Right. Okay, nice book. I guess this is my copy. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Benjamin Zulu, good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning, thank you.
Always a pleasure to have you.
Pleasure, man.
I have a question though. Ni kunyoa unanyoanga nywele ama ni nywele tu imekataa kumea?
It took an early vacation.
I don't think I've ever, and even on your social media pages, nothing. Sijakuona mahali na nywele.
By then today he had a cup, kofia.
Kofia, ameka mnangepa. All right, I guess
for people like this.
All right. No, but I mean, you look absolutely amazing. Yeah.
Study shows that we are more presentable, more handsome than you guys.
All right.
Yeah.
I think you ni hint ninaambiwa ni nywele. Sasa, no problem. Now let me start with you.
Yes.
Infidelity. How would you define it?
Okay. Before you behave unfaithful, it means we had a contract of faithfulness.
True.
So it is simply the violation of the promise of monogamy, that you are mine, I'm yours. If you violate that, now that's infidelity. It can involve sexual affair or emotional affair or something. It's people who define the boundary. When shall you have crossed?
Yes.
Kuna mtu ukihave lunch na yeye umecheat on your partner. Kuna mtu
that
mwingine
serious?
ukihag unafaa usalimie the opposite sex with a remote control, several meters in between.
Vile yes, nice to meet you. Apple, like asante sana. Yes.
Yes. There are people. So for me, it's the violation of the promise of the contract of monogamy. Yeah.
Okay. Violation of the contract of monogamy. But on the same question, so that means if I am a polygamous man, I have 2 wives, 3 wives maybe, and then I sleep with some random 4th woman, is that still infidelity?
There's what you promised each wife.
Okay.
That I will only be with you and that one. So if you become with another one, she has the right to be had.
That is infidelity.
Today we have people who have a wife and a girlfriend, and the girlfriend expects you not to have another girlfriend, apart from her and the wife. So
that now is infidelity.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, individual contracts. Beatrice, perhaps you have a different definition, or it's the same?
The definition remains, only that I'm going to add that it has to do with an intimate relationship, betraying somebody emotionally. And I also go ahead and say there are 2 types of infidelity. The first one is physical infidelity, and the second one is emotional infidelity. The first one is whereby you go ahead and even have a sexual intercourse. The second one is whereby actually most people find themselves, but they don't know they're already doing it. You see, yes.
How so?
It's when you fall for somebody else other than your spouse or other than your boyfriend or your girlfriend.
Okay.
And you find that at some point, you are tending to gravitate emotionally towards this person.
Okay.
And I keep telling people that if you ever find yourself chatting with somebody in a romantic way, and after that you delete the conversation, just get to know that you're on the highway to becoming a cheat. And emotional infidelity gives way to physical infidelity.
Right.
Because you start now having that emotional attachment, then eventually an opportunity will arise and then you find yourself there. And in physical infidelity, we have something else we call opportunistic infidelity. Opportunistic infidelity is normally common when people go for staff parties.
Yes.
And an opportunity of
Presents itself.
presents itself, and you find that it just happened. And then that's when now, once you are caught, you find somebody telling the spouse, it was an accident.
Ilikuanga tu pombe
Shetani
manze.
aliniingilia. Please stop blaming the devil.
The devil is innocent in this.
The devil is innocent. It's only that how you went for his.
So before I get to the pastor, is it possible, because you've said you find yourself gravitating emotionally towards another partner, you know, is it then, are you saying it's impossible to fall in love with, for example, for a man to fall in love with 2 women?
It is possible.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very much possible. Yeah.
That's a discussion for another time. Pasi,
Yes.
infidelity.
Yes.
Sijui sasa utatuambia from a biblical point of view.
No, I think they've actually, really summarized and said what it is.
Right.
Maybe the only thing I would say is that you're giving what belongs to an exclusive partner to someone else. And just to add to what she said, emotional infidelity is not just a romantic thing. If I am chatting with girl B,
Yes.
and I'm expressing, I'm sharing my hurts, my pains and stuff. It's not necessarily a romantic thing.
Yes.
But what I'm doing is using her as an emotional crutch.
Okay.
And that is energy that I should be
Channeling to your wife.
channeling to my wife.
Okay.
Or the person that I've decided
What
to be
if
exclusive with.
what if my wife doesn't have the capacity as this other chick that I am talking to? What if I find, because I know we've had this discussion before, but Benjamin, not kucheka. Hii ni true story, Benjamin. What if I actually find it easier to, for example, to talk to Beatrice and tell her even matters intimate, and I tell her, my wife mazi ameshindwa kuni service for the last couple of weeks, mi naumia. Does it necessarily mean that I'm now cheating on my wife?
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
But if it's something that's prolonged, you do it more than once, and you're constantly looking for her to talk to her, then what you're doing is you're using her as a crutch to express yourself.
Yes.
Whereas this conversation you should be having with your wife.
Okay.
And again, when you have it with your wife, it's big on how you have the conversation. On whether she will receive, listen, and respond.
Okay.
Or she will just wherever.
And I'll be very honest, a lot of women, and we're actually coming now to that, the things that lead to infidelity, because a lot of women will say, you will come and even tell them, babe, we are not doing good in bed. And she'll be like, but now, babe, what do you want me to do? My libido is down. And you're looking at her, you're thinking, guy, already you're the person who's supposed to give me the solution. So now you're basically telling me there's nothing you can do. Then I might as well just go to Beatrice. Beatrice, I see you're burning with this answer.
There are so many ways of packaging information.
Yes.
If you feel that you are dissatisfied, there's a way we can communicate.
Okay.
Probably the way you tell her that you are not getting enough comfort is the problem.
Okay.
Yeah, because everything has got its own beginning, and I keep on saying that every behavior has a source. Maybe you have been married for 5 years, and it is in the 5th year that you are saying that you're not getting satisfied. Yet in the first year, you are like
everything was fiery.
And the spirit of adventure.
Yeah.
So you need to ask.
Vasco da Gama, is that a book you're writing?
I have a historical background,
Okay.
So when did this start? And the way you package, even for women, when you're telling your man that they are not performing well, when did it start? And then how are you packaging this information? Because there are 2 ways of going about it.
How?
And let me give an example, because I'm a woman and this is not what I do.
Yes.
Maybe I want to communicate that I am not comfortable. 2 ways to go about it. Naona kuna kuingine unapitia. That is one way. Number 2. Darling, I feel that the way we were moving, we were doing the game, Mama, we were walking earlier on. Between 1996 and 1997, coming to 1999, we were doing slightly better. I don't know what are these factors that has led to. There you have communicated that things have moved from 96 to 12. As opposed to, naona kuna kwingine unapitia. Naona kuna pahali pengine ng'ombe, nalisha, kuna pahali mwingine naye anakamua. So those are 2 ways to communicate one information, but in different, one is constructive, the other one is
Beatrice,
destructive.
I'd like to be a fly in her house and hear how she talks to her husband. Because this is...
So that's what I was talking about. How you say it and how you address it makes a difference.
Okay.
On whether it's received, on whether, you can even begin to have the conversation, because it's important to constantly have the conversation. The truth is, every season that you go through, things change.
Exactly.
Even for you as a man, you'll start with fire, but stressful life, once the babies come and you have to hustle, you have to do this, by the time you come home and she's asking you, hey, babe, it's how, she has set up things for you. Like, hey, babe, nimechoka.
Because, I mean, anyway.
So seasons change.
Right.
So I think what the unfortunate thing in a lot of relationships is there's a lack of communication.
That is it.
And that's huge. And we are not free to talk about many things.
Yeah.
So sometimes there are small frustrations. We do not address them. We address them when it becomes too much for us, so that it's a response and you're saying it out of anger.
Yeah.
So when you say it out of anger, your partner will begin to defend themselves.
Yeah.
So that, that conversation begins to go downhill very quickly.
Benja, maybe in the same breath as we get to read what people are saying on WhatsApp, in your line of business, of course, a lot of people will come and confide in you as they are looking for counsel. What do you think is another big, major factor?
One difference between men and women is this. Women will have to connect with a person emotionally before they can have sex with them. So women will be okay with an affair, with sex, if it's for love. They already have the passion. Men need sex separate from the person. They don't need to connect with you, to like you, to love you, to have sex with you. So men are okay to have sex outside. If it's not for love, I had sex with her, but it's you I love.
But
the woman thinks by the time you got to have sex, you must have already loved her.
I agree.
You took away that love to there. So the one thing you need to understand is we will not fall for the same reasons as men and women. Now, there's one thing I tell men. Those men who won't fall are the ones who study most about falling. The people who remain standing must be the ones to study the most what causes people to fall. And if you're going to veer off, or if you're going to keep on course, there's a verse Pastor will tell you about in Jude that says, and to the one who is able to keep you from falling. So as men, we must have strategies to keep you on course. Right. And I tell men, all men have a weakness somewhere, either around the sexual area or drugs area or gaming area or money area. You have a weakness somewhere. So I tell men that if you're going to be faithful to your wife, you are going to keep that covenant for the rest of your life, you're going to be studying the things that could veer you off, and then put guardrails, put something to prevent you. This could be an accountability partner, could be something, a reminder for yourself, could be something to retract, could be dodging. Dodging is when it's a dry season at home and you're thirsty for water and you send somebody else offering you water, you dodge that person, you don't call them on purpose.
Benjamin. Ngoja tu kidogo hapo. Let's take the question of the day as we move forward. Aya. Would you forgive your partner for being unfaithful? Would you forgive your partner for being unfaithful? Let us know through our various channels: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, WhatsApp, and our SMS line is 21222. Please call us. We'd like to hear your voice. And as you do that, we already have a WhatsApp message. Let's see what you are saying. Hi, K24. My husband of 4 years cheated on me on several occasions in our relationship, which made me fall out of love with him. He has asked me to forgive him, of which I find it hard. How do I go about forgiving him and falling in love with him again? As we ponder on that question, please, tafadhali hiyo mfikirie hiyo jibu. How do you forgive? And we have a caller, Kagwema, on the line. Kagwema, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Bubi. How are you?
Mimi niko salama kabisa. What is your question or comment?
I missed that discussion. I wish you had invited me for that discussion.
Yes, you are invited. That's why you're here now calling.
Okay, congratulations for that discussion. I want to congratulate the parents who are doing that.
Yes.
And they say that sex is a deal breaker, and good sex can be a deal breaker.
That's true.
So when you don't get it properly, you are likely to have another relationship somewhere else.
Yes.
But then you need to look at the factors that contribute to that.
Yes.
I want to ask the pastor who's in that panel. Salvation or this business of being so spiritual affects marriage in a very big way.
Yes.
Because there are work to be done using the flesh and work to be done using the spirit. So when you're in the bedroom and the spirit is very high and the flesh is very down, you cannot be able to do that thing. So should actually shed light on the salvation aspect. How does salvation affect relationships and makes people to move out of the marriage? Yeah?
All right.
And then somebody like Beatrice. Tell Beatrice to to clarify the differences between men and women, because that also contributes a lot to infidelity.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, Kagwema, I get your questions and your comments, of course. We shall definitely address them in a couple of seconds. Pasi, kuna vitu mbili tatu zimesemwa. About what Kagwema said about sex being a deal breaker, flesh versus spirit. Me, I want you to talk about the flesh versus spirit part, because I believe that's one of the major reasons we have you on the show.
Yeah.
To just tell guys what happens in these situations. The flesh wants this, but the spirit should be following this, but the flesh is in control. Ama ni namna gani?
I think one of the biggest things that we we have made a mistake and has become a myth, especially within the Christian circles,
Right.
Is that sex is a fleshly, nasty, dirty thing. Sex was created by God. It was created by God for your enjoyment in marriage.
Okay.
This thing of us becoming too spiritual, God created you as flesh, and he blew spirit into you.
Yes.
Now the spirit is supposed to lead the flesh. If the spirit is in tune with God, then your flesh should also be in line with God, especially in marriage. So you should desire your wife. Throughout the Bible, it says, it talks about, there's an entire book, Song of Solomon, where, this guy is actually talking and describing this woman.
Yes.
Just your breasts are this, your hips are
He
this.
got intimate.
He really explained
That
it.
guy wrote pornography, yani.
It's not pornography. It's actually, God designed it. He designed for me to desire a woman. So, he tells you, express yourself. He talks about, enjoy the wife of your youth. And it's constantly, something that's, said throughout the Bible.
Right.
So sex is not a bad thing, and it's not a spiritual-less thing. It's actually a very spiritual thing. Because it was given to you by God to enjoy it within marriage.
Yes.
In the New Testament, Paul talks about, do not even stay without it. He says, unless you have both agreed as a husband and wife.
During a period of fasting.
During a period of fasting.
Yeah.
So it's a very, they've understood, the Bible understands this thing is very important for this being that was created. So that thing of saying, we are spiritual, we are doing this, so no, that's a dirty thing, I think it's a huge myth.
Okay.
And I think the problem comes when we abuse. Because the God who created your respiratory system also created your reproductive system.
Very true.
Who created everything you function as a person. It's about how you use it. Because he gave you respiratory system not to use it for smoking, but for breathing. So if he gave you your reproductive, your sex system, he did not use it, he did not give you for you to abuse it. There's a way you're supposed to handle it.
Right.
Because your body is God's gift to you. The way you use it is your gift back to God. Obedience, cooperation, saying, God, I submit to your plan. So I think I support what Pastor, and in terms of sex, men and women, we say that men are like projectors. They project. There's something they pour out. The women are more of receptors, like the screen that shows what has been projected by the projector. Without the screen, you won't see what the projector is doing. The man doesn't know that he made a baby. It is reported later.
The woman is the one who feels
the woman is one who manages the woman is one who manages the outcome.
Kagwema has said something interesting in regards to you addressing the fact that men and women are different, and of course Benjamin has tried has actually explained it in a certain way, but also maybe from a female perspective, when a woman cheats, what is going through her mind?
I would like first of all to start by saying that nobody wakes up early in the morning and says that today is a cheating day. Oh my God, oh my, I must cheat today.
It depends, but carry on.
Until you wake up, you shower. Now I am going to start. I'm going to cheat today.
Yes.
These things start with entertainment. It starts with just a small compliment. you keep on eroding boundaries as you go on.
Compromising.
And you asked about women. I would like to peg my point on what Zulu had said earlier.
Can you actually just hold on that because we have Ibrahim from Garissa calling?
Okay, no
just
problem.
hold on. Ibrahim, good morning.
Good morning, my brother Mbuvi.
Mimi niko salama sana, my brother. How are you doing?
Alhamdulillah, tunashukuru hapa Garissa.
All right. What is your question or comment?
Yes, I have a comment. Also, I would like to greet all the panel, Mr. Pastor Emmanuel. A great mind, I respect so much.
Yes.
So, mimi nataka kusema hivi.
Naam.
Infidelity in marriage.
Yes.
I think the pastor will correct me. If I were a counselor, I will bring the question of morality here.
Okay.
So, maybe I can say that.
Yes.
Wewe ukiwa msichana, you know, there's a marriage vow.
Exactly.
So, in that marriage vow, kuna terms and conditions huwa mnaweka.
Kweli.
And I think infidelity is not one of those promises.
Yes.
Hakuna siku utasema baba nipatie msichana yako lakini ujue nitafanya infidelity.
Hiyo nayo ni ukweli.
So the fact that you are doing it privately inamaanisha ya kwamba it is not right.
Very true.
So the pastor will correct me. So I will bring the question of morality. Na pia unajua siku hizi pia watu wameacha vitabu ya dini, siku hizi hakuna mtu anabelieve dini.
Ni kweli.
So kama unajua kuna Mungu alikuumba na amesema usifanye infidelity.
Yes.
That will act as a regulatory thing. So it regulates behavior yako na hautafanya infidelity. So the fact that people have moved away from God, from the scriptures of book, and you know, once you do that, the Satan will come in and will take advantage of your, weak faith.
Yes.
So this here is a question of morality. So I will say that.
All right. Thank you very much, Ibrahim, for your call. We appreciate that. As we respond to what Ibrahim has said, you were saying something about no one wakes up and cheats. Yes.
And by the way, cheating is a choice. You make a choice. And Kagwima has talked about differences between men and women. And that's when I was saying that there's a point that Zulu had said earlier, that men are not like women. Men are the escorting type. They escort what they see. They are visual beings. And women are emotional beings. And that is why when you see a woman who has committed fully to engage in an affair with you, they are looking forward for a serious relationship. And they have even assessed you and seen that you are in a position to actually offer that. But for men, you don't really need to be in that intimate relationship so that they can go ahead getting physical with you as far as emotions are concerned. And since men, when they see, they become activated.
Aroused.
They become activated. If I may say that. They move away from the factory settings and then they are now rise to the occasion. You rise to the occasion. A woman is so different. So it is easier for a man to go ahead and do the cheating as compared to a woman. But remember, I'm coming from this point that it doesn't matter about now the gender here. Cheating is a choice. And if a person cheats or if your spouse cheats, in most cases, you end up blaming yourself, the one who has been cheated on. I'd like to say this morning that don't start blaming yourself that, oh, maybe I did not meet the standards. No. That cheating is a reflection of your spouse's true character. And we don't even say that it was by mistake, because everything emanates from the mind. Before you go carrying out that action, it starts from the brain. And that is why the head was put wherever it is. And it was not only made for growing. It was not made only for growing here. Because if that is the case.
About men. Well, I knew she was coming to land on me. So I tried to run away. Somebody said if all men were blind and all women were deaf, there will be no problems.
I like that.
Because men will be excited by, and women will be excited by what they're told. But it's to say that much as we have differences, to return you to what there's somebody we have not responded to. Much as we have differences, and what you said, there's a gradual, but you are always, what I tell men is, because men, we are very rational, always calculate. calculate ahead and see. By the time a man does something, who ameuliza, can I get away with it? Can I afford this? You don't go into
What am I
something
getting myself into?
you can't afford. Yeah.
Okay, I want us to take a look at one more WhatsApp, and then we can hit two birds with one stone and respond to the other lady who said that she's been married for 4 years. Does flirting amount to infidelity? I mean, you don't intend to do anything physical with the person. You will agree with me, it always feels good. Where? Haya, unaona venye good imeandikwa? Good. Basi,
Yes.
as you answer that one
Yes.
also,
Even before you say anything. Yes. Okay, now
does
continue.
it lead to, does flirting lead to infidelity? When I just, sexted Beatrice here and I tell her, hey, Beatrice, leo manzi nywele jo, that dress kuna venye imeku accentuate.
Yeah.
Is that leading to infidelity?
That's infidelity.
Yes.
It is infidelity. There is no two ways about it. Just think about it. Huh? The very person who asked that, if someone else was flirting with their partner,
Spouse,
they would fight. It would be for war, furniture moving, everything. I mean, it would be really go down World War III.
Yeah.
Flirting is, you see, I'm in an exclusive, if I'm in an exclusive relationship like my wife and I, that energy should be given to her.
Okay.
You see, what we do, I think one of the biggest things we miss is that I'm giving this energy to this woman B here, then I'm wondering why this is not working and this is not blossoming. Why can't I take that energy back here and see what happens, within my own relationship? I always give this this illustration of a garden. There's a garden. You've seen, it's fantastic. It looks well manicured. Trees, flowers, everything is on point. The grass, mud. Somebody has even put different. All those steps, those those rocks. Waterfall and all that. Let me tell you, to do all that, it takes a lot of work. It takes fertilizer, it takes cutting, it takes watering, it takes pruning, it takes, weeding, all that. And it also takes, just loving on that garden for it to be what it is.
All right.
So in order for you to have a fantastic relationship, then it's important for you to invest.
We shall talk about investing in that garden, but we do have a caller on the line as well from Nairobi. Good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hey, good day. How are you?
I'm quite fine, sir. What is your question or comment?
I want to comment and say that,
Yeah.
see, we're in relationships,
Yeah.
or as far as actually sex.
Yes.
Sex for a man is external.
Yes.
Sex for women is internal.
Yes.
So that makes a difference as far as in the mindset of the person, as far as in having infidelity or things like that. Because men, because sex is external, if a man is not connected internally fully with his wife, then he may be able to have the ability to cheat on her because he has an external thought or process. Whereas the internal process has to be connected.
Yes.
Because he has to have the proper viewpoint.
Yes.
On how he sees his wife and how he sees his marriage.
Wow. All right.
Because if he saw his marriage and relationship to his wife as this is worship to God.
Okay. All right.
Worship. As far as it being an act of, I'm doing this as unto the Lord.
Okay. Abasto, I hear you, and that's quite an intricate definition. We do have Purity as well on the line. Purity, good morning.
Yes, good morning, Bubi.
I'm fine, thank you, Purity. What is your question or comment?
Okay, my comment is one. First of all, I want to thank the panelists.
Yes.
Next week, kindly extend this discussion.
Yes.
Because you need to look at infidelity, what happens exactly, and especially to the wives after infidelity.
Okay.
Because what happens is that wives are left with bitterness that is carried on to the next year and the other year.
Okay.
So my question is and specifically to the pastor.
Okay.
What should the woman do in the event that the husband is flirting, and even after being caught on cheating, they are flirting and flirting? Number two, General, down to you. Kindly bring in Bulare to talk about what the woman should do after infidelity.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Purity from Nairobi, and of course, Abasto with his very elaborate definition and description. However, we shall respond to those ones after the break, where we'll be right back in a couple of minutes. But we asked you earlier on, would you forgive your partner if they cheated on you? Basically, would you forgive your husband or your wife if, infidelity was involved? Do stand by. We'll be right back.